I'm going to call to order the Town of Andover Board of Selectmen regular meeting for Monday, May 11th. We're going to get started at 7:02 p.m. Our first item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're going to move on to public speak. We're going to start with Diane Grenier.
I'm all set. Thank you very much.
Okay. Amra Pinkham.
Oh, hi, that's me. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So we were told by the town to send you guys a letter because we had a few questions concerning Wheeling Road. I don't know if you saw my letter in there.
Did.
So we're under contract to buy the lot back there, and obviously it would cost a decent amount of money for us to be able to put the electric. It's just going to be 2 houses in the back for now. We're not doing any massive developments or anything like that. We're either looking for an easement or maybe just to buy a small portion of that triangle that you guys own, or maybe just work something out just to make it easier for us to get a driveway and get electricity up to the top of the house where the house is going to be. I just kind of wanted to get an idea if there's a possibility there or what the options are. Just put it out there.
A land trade.
Or like a land swap of some sort. I know there was, because when we talked to the land use officer at the town, he mentioned that was the old Route 6. And then you guys were thinking about building a bike path potentially, which we have no problems with. We're avid bikers, so I would love a bike path. But I don't know. Like I said, we just kind of wanted to get some options and see if possibility you guys are willing to work with us here.
Okay. We'll sit there and it's on the agenda. We'll also talk about it today and then
Sorry.
We'll deal with you after. All right.
All right.
Okay. Stephen King.
Nothing but wish happy belated Mother's Day to all the Andover moms.
Perfect. Tess Grouse.
I'm all set. Thank you, sir.
Okay. 698 is Carol. Joanne Hebert.
Hello, here to listen. Thank you.
Okay. Leanne Hutchinson.
I'm also here to listen. Thank you.
Okay, so Leanne, your number ends in 5.
5475.
Yeah.
And that appears also.
Yeah.
Yes, that is me also.
Okay. And then Kimberly Person.
Just listening. Thank you.
All right.
Forget me.
I did not. I haven't finished.
You sound like you were done. I'm fine. I don't need anything. Hello.
Oh, I skipped the dog. I'm sorry, Liz.
Yes,
My apologies.
You did. No problem.
Can't believe that. Okay.
He's so cute.
Let's sit there. And did I miss anyone before we get started any further? Okay. Let's get started. So our next item is item 3, additions and changes to the agenda. Does anyone have any additions or changes to the agenda? Okay, so Ann, none. Jeff, none. Scott, none. Carol, none. Okay. We'll move on to item 4, boards and commission presentations. I didn't see anything in the package. I don't believe anybody has anything. Matt, anything that we're missing? No? Okay. Appointments, I didn't sit there. Item 5, I didn't sit there and see anything in the agenda. So, or in the packet. So I'm assuming there's nothing there. Item 6, resignations. I did not see anything there. So we're going to move past that. We're going to move to item 7, town administrator's report. Matt, you're up.
Good evening, everyone. Matt Streeter, for the record. I did send out, hopefully you got my notes from for the town administrator's report. I on the agenda, it shows like 4 items, priorities. So obviously this is my first actual report. I started the last time on the day of the last meeting. So since then, I've met with the staff and the various board members from different commissions. I've met with the town attorney. I've met with the superintendent. I did get a tour of the elementary school bathrooms where we're going to be having the project, so I'm aware of that. Met with the state trooper. I've visited the community center, transfer station, public works, and the library. I've met the librarian and the head of the Friends of the Library there. We did, as far as the library, they did ask, they have a donation for a mini split for the basement, and they would like to proceed with that. It's funded from an outside source, and I said I would bring it to the select board, but I see no challenges for that. It would be actually cost savings for fuel for when you put in the heat, and it'll be cooling in the summertime, which is good for the climate control of the library and the books and the things they have there. I was going to proceed with it, but since I didn't know if that would require anything from the select board or not, but I thought I'd bring it forward. We can discuss that. Staffing, we did do interviews for the hiring of an assistant treasurer for the finance department. We do have a candidate, which we would like to move forward on. So I guess as far as appointments or adding something to the agenda, we would like to see that person put into the office. We did do the posting for the wetlands agent. My understanding, we've had one applicant so far, and it's a good candidate. So hopefully, if we get any others, then we'll do interviews. If not, we will bring you a name. We also putting forward in the newspaper the advertisement for the assistant at the community center and senior services. We have the job description on that, and it should be printed in the I think it's the River East this Friday and the following Friday. As far as staffing, I did want to let you know that we did get notice from the janitors that they will be moving to North Carolina the end of the month, so we will be in need of some janitorial services here at Town Hall and the fire department. So we will come up with a job description for there and have to move forward quickly with that. As far as some of the projects, the Long Hill Bridge project, I met with Alan Lobaugh and Christine Randazzo and Gino. I had his name here. Well, I don't have Gino's last name. But regarding that, they're planning to have they're waiting on the light at Hendy Road. They hope to have that hopefully by the end of the week. Originally, it was supposed to be for today. They will not start the detour until after they have that light operational. I visited the field project for the Veterans Memorial Field for the Pavilion of the Pickleball. It seems to be proceeding. I've working on the invoices for that. We've gotten our second invoice, and we will proceed with that. One of the things that came up was the diesel fuel system at the Public Works Department. From what I understand, it's something that had been discussed at previous meetings before, but the actual failure has come to fruition as far as I guess it's what keeps track of who's using what, how many gallons. So we got quotes to upgrade the system there, which includes it's web-based, it's ease of use. It takes track of all the buses and the different fuel that's used by the fire department, DPW. But we also got a quote to replace the pump. The pump is aging, and since we're doing both, it looks like a considerable amount. It looks like about $28,000 if we were to do both. But it's something we really don't have a lot of choice on. I think I proceeded to give if I'm not wrong, the quotes in the packet. Hopefully you got those. Continuing to, we should consider the costs of sharing of the maintenance expenses for the other departments per gallon. Right now, it's all being borne by the DPW, but they take care of the treatment. They take care of the cost for these programs. Maybe it could be some nominal per gallon cost that we can pass on to both the buses or to the fire department, or we just keep it in house. Talking about with Lisa about the accounts and procurement, processing invoices. I've become an authorized signer on the account, so that's a positive. Procurement wise, I got the authorization to purchase things, but I want to go over with the select board at some point what the range would be for. If I don't think I have to bring every invoice to you, but if we had a set a dollar limit, I don't know what it was with the previous administrators, if it's something over $5,000 or as low as $1,000 or higher. So we'll discuss that your convenience. Grant administration. I know this is one of the goals for the select board. Working on current reporting. We did do the SLFRF, federal COVID funds that we had gotten, the quarterly filing, and did the closeout for that. So that's now done. I met with Susan DeCino from DECD, and we're talking about requesting the final $62,500 in funds, which I believe is for the project, for the playground project. And we discussed reporting. I guess we also discussed the FY27 project, which will be for the next fiscal year. It'll be another $250,000, $250,000. And I will continue to search for new grants. I have some leads on some things. I look forward to reporting more on those at the next report. The town audit, we signed the state single audit corrective action plan, which was required by Mahoney Sable, our auditor, that we would correct any of the issues that we had by June 30th. The town is also required to appoint an auditor and notify OPM by May 31st. So I would like to see some action on that. I think we would like to reappoint Mahoney Sable to be our auditor for this fiscal year, coming fiscal year, or actually the closeout of this fiscal year. Again, collective bargaining, there's an expiring contract. I've reviewed that. I made touch with the law firm today, Patrick McHale, and he's with a law firm in Hartford, and they've been our labor attorney, from what I can tell, from at least 2020. We had a good talk, so we'll be moving forward with that. Discussing working with the IT from South Windsor. We're looking to do some upgrades there. The firewall needs a replacement. It's a very high priority. We have received a quote from an authorized dealer, and I think that we would like to move forward with that. I think the total cost for that is a 3-year $5,000. I think I think I included the quote with the packet as well for the IT, so we can move forward getting that firewall, because it's very critical that we have something in place. I know that some of the other things that we do have the computers here for the town administrator. I currently have 2 different ones set up because we're having some issues. The older one is not updated to Windows 11, so it's not operational. I do have a second one here, but they have been having trouble trying to get QuickBooks to work on it. So South Windsor is aware of it. Stephen, our IT rep, he should be here Thursday to hopefully resolve that problem. I did talk to Selectman Chair, First Selectman, Mr. McGuire, who recommends that we probably should have a laptop computer for the administrator. He also has been in the office and recommends perhaps, if we have the funds, getting a printer and scanner for this office. Currently, I'm doing anything that we print is down the hall at the town clerk's office. I have no problem, with going there for the copiers and the short term, but I think at some point it'd be easier to have something closer in this office for scanning and printing single page documents. But also looking into a remote access program for the town administrators that we can have people go in and do their work if they are to absent. So if I had a meeting from home for one of these meetings, or if I'm on the road or just to do some work on a weekend, I can log into my computer from home. Procurement, I was, I mentioned earlier, set up as the purchasing agent. We did receive a HVAC quote for maintenance of the mini splits at Town Hall, Firehouse, Fire Department, and the Community Center. From what it seems that Corbett of Mansfield did the installations. They have not been serviced since then. In fact, all of them say CF on them. They need their filters cleaned. They need to check your refrigerants, make sure they're all good for the season. I will keep you informed on that. Also, I have briefly talked about and Eric and I went over where the Lake Road Culvert project is. We do need to have an easement in place, and because the target for going out to bid is November of 26. So we would like to move forward on that. upcoming events, we have the Memorial Day Parade. We got the received their DOT request to close Route 316. We also did get Declaration of Independence. There's going to be a recital on July 8th, and we would need somebody. I think that would be something for the Recreation Committee to perhaps have a person representing the town. All towns in Connecticut are going to read it. I think it's like at 8 p.m. on the 8th. And we're working on some of the things. We got the elevator. We're working to we got a phone line going into that because I guess it was somehow tied to the building department. It needs its own dedicated line. We're working on that. Other than that, we've had some, just a couple of complaints, which I've put in the report. And Public Works is working on a draft vegetation plan as well as a new tree work consent form. So there's been a lot going on. There's still a lot to do. I know I went into a lot of detail with a lot of different things, but I'm also here to answer questions if you have any. And that's my report.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Matt?
If you told me that Dennis was going to do the easements for Bazzola,
Dennis has actually, I communicated with, there's 7 easements that need to be done on Bazzola Road and Lake. So I have reached out to all of the residents. What we need to do, Matt, is coordinate a meeting between the town and the engineering firm related to the project, and some of the easements are small and some of them are large, Scott. There's one that comes off of Bazzola Road, and because Bazzola Road, the end of the connection of Bazzola Road to Lake Road is going to be closed, they need to go across some residents' property to get to Lake. So that's really the biggest problem. So all of the residents have been communicated with, at least preliminarily. They've all seen the preliminary documents related to the plan, and we just need to really get in front of them and attempt to get the easements completed, like Matt said, prior to the project beginning. So we'll sit there and get through that. Questions I have, the firewall quote was not in the packet. So if you can just get that out to us, if it's $5,000, I mean, just so everyone's aware, we have a firewall. It's just aging. And the IT group that was in about 2 weeks ago, there's a new director for South Windsor, and he was doing a complete analysis of our hardware and our software to sit there and make sure that we're up to date and compliant. But we do have a firewall. It's just not, it's aging, and he wants to improve upon it. So, and then the other thing, as far as IT goes and the issues with Matt's desk is Matt's desk, the town administrator's computer was an all-in-one computer. So it was the screen and the computer all in one unit. And that unit was supposed to have been replaced with a new desktop, Matt, one of the South Windsor units. Has that been done?
Yeah, they have a unit that they moved over here, but they've yet to have that get the QuickBooks up and running on.
Okay, so right, they got to do that so that Matt has access into the information and can sit there and see where the bills are going when they get processed. It will help him be more efficient and be able to sit there and work with Lisa as efficiently as he can. And the other part about it is the reason why he would need a laptop is honestly, the IT department has put in protocols now that the only equipment that can remote into the town systems are town laptops. So it's the reason Lisa has a laptop, and it's the reason that Matt would need a laptop. So it's not that I want him to just have a laptop. It's a requirement of what the IT people are trying to do. So
how come we don't get him a docking station with dual monitors so he can just plug his laptop in and take it with him?
I would love to do that, Jeff, but those are things that the IT team,
Okay. It would seem to be cheaper to me to have a laptop with a docking station and two big monitors than have two separate computers for him, because he can keep all his stuff on one machine and then take it with him or bring it in. That's what I do, and it works great.
If he's on Thursday, if you're free and you want to come in and just touch base with the IT people, that would be great, because Steven comes in and he gets pulled around to a lot of different people, but it would be great to have, someone other than me chirping in his ear.
Yeah, because you just plug it in remotely with the USB-C cable, and it just goes to the docking station, and you got three monitors to work on. So you can have your email open, you can have financial information open. It's much better to work off of that way.
Okay. And then the other thing, and I'm not sure I heard it mentioned, Willie, the custodian, is going to be leaving. Did you mention that, Matt, or did I miss that?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay. That's a big deal. We're going to have to post that sooner than later. But yes, that's something that we're going to have to address as to the requirements of that job. So if you can, Matt, get with Willie and get a detailed list of what he does, because he does a lot more than just, janitorial work. He's a handyman. He does a lot of things. And
I spoke with him on Friday, and he's going to bring me a list of everything they've ever done and like procedures and how they do them. So I'm on top of that.
All right, great. All right. Anybody else have any other questions?
Matt, I wanted to tell you that the Columbia Wetlands agent was interested in that job also.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Scott.
Okay.
And Jeff, one other event we're working on is June 27th. We're doing something with the Rec Commission. We're gonna have a 250th anniversary car show and basically kind of a family fun day at the Andover Sportsman's Club.
Okay.
So it's in conjunction with the town, and we should be getting a lot of cars. So it's a free event for everybody. So I'll have more details coming up in the next couple weeks.
Okay. All right. Anybody else with any other questions? Anything else for Matt?
Thank you, everyone.
We're going to move on to item 8, the treasurer's report. I know that it's been, information's been included in the packet. And Lisa, do you have any issues, anything you'd like to address with us before anybody asks any questions?
No, I just want to make sure that it's the new hire is discussed so I can get her started, because she's ready to start. That's my biggest thing.
Okay, so anybody have any other questions related to the information that's been provided today? Okay, so if not, I know that Lisa and Matt had interviewed multiple candidates, and they had 2 candidates that I had met with briefly just to sit there and see it. And they had a candidate that they felt would be appropriate for the position. And Lisa sent us an email earlier in the week, or was it yesterday, Lisa?
This morning.
This morning. Okay. And what is the name? Well, unless anyone on the board has problem with hiring the individual for the assistant treasurer, is there any issues with anyone?
No, I saw the resume. I thought she was qualified.
Okay. Carol?
Well, the only question I had was in regards to the salary. Was that calculated without the stipend, the hourly rate? And how many hours a week? 30 or 34?
That's what's in the union contract for that position right now. And
right, but what is it? 30 hours a week or 34?
No, it's been 30. If you want more, then that's up to you. But I just went by what was in the position, like right now, what it's been.
I had looked at the budget for that.
Yeah.
35. And I divided it by 34 hours. So it is 30 hours then?
Yes.
And the hourly rate that you calculated was how much?
It's in the union contract. It's $30.12 an hour.
$30.12 an hour? Okay.
Mhm.
I just wanted to make sure that didn't include that extra stipend.
Nope.
The extra stipend. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, so then if anybody, Ann, do you have any issues with the potential candidate?
No, the resume looked very good.
Okay, so I'm going to make a motion to authorize the treasurer and the town administrator to hire the candidate for the assistant treasurer position.
I'll second that.
Jeff Murray is seconded. Any further discussion? No. If not, I'll go around. Ann Creme, how do you vote?
Aye.
Carol Lee?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. Jeff Murray?
Aye.
Scott Person? Scott voted yes. Jeff McGuire, yes. 4-0-1 with Carol Lee abstaining. Okay. Anyone have any other questions related to the treasurer's report and any of the information in the packet?
Yeah, I should have said that. Do you have any questions on the register or on the budget to actual?
No. I'm sure we're going to, and there's going to be other questions, but there's so much going on this week and the next week and the week after that we'll get back to you on it.
Yep.
All right. Okay, we're going to move on to item 9. Old business, discuss and act upon the following. 9A, review the status of the veteran field improvements. I know Matt briefly spoke upon it. Scott, you want to just give a breakdown because I know you're down there a lot?
Finished digging out for the playground. All the fence posts are in. All the fence posts around the playground and the pickleball courts are in. All the light posts are, the posts are not done, but the foundation for all the posts are in. The pickleball court has been, first grade of asphalt has been put on. All the drainage has been installed, all of it, all the electrical, all the underground utilities are in. It's going around really well. This coming week, they're going to be doing the final grade on the asphalt grade on the pickleball courts, and they're going to be starting at the end of the week on the playground. And there's a lot of holes and a lot of abutments that have to be put in for the playground. And the shed is in, so they've really gone a long ways there.
Okay, do you have a timeline from the contractor when they think they're going to be finished?
They're saying, 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, that's great. Anybody else have any questions related to the Veterans Field improvements? Okay, 9B, review the senior transportation garage status. I know I spoke to Matt and Jeff Murray. This is something that I'd like to get done, is getting a meeting with the project review committee on this. Matt, if we can get that scheduled for, let's see, we're going to run into the referendum. We're going to run into the holiday. If we could try, Matt, to get something scheduled for the beginning of June, that would be beneficial. And let's try to get this project underway. It's something that we should do. We have the grant funding for it. We have town approval for it. We might have to sit there and address some additional funding for it as we make some adjustments on the project scope, but in design, but it's just something we just need to get moving faster.
Yeah, I agree. Do we know where the latest edition of the drawings are, the architectural drawings, the renderings?
They had come.
Do we ever get copies?
I don't think they did anything additional after our meeting, Jeff.
Yeah, but we need something to discuss when we get to the the meeting. So I don't know if we ever got the drawing packets or if that was just something they showed us online. I don't think we ever got the physical drawings.
Well, what we'll do is we'll have Matt reach out to the company and get whatever drawings we can to make them available for the committee.
Yeah.
Okay. 9C, the status of the Long Hill Bridge project. Matt, have you been in direct contact with the contractor or with anybody down there? You're on mute. It's all right. We all do it.
Yeah, I mentioned that I met with Alan and Gino, they're the general contractors, as well as Ms. Randazzo, the design company. They're going to be setting up regular Thursday meetings on the project. So every Thursday we're going to meet, and I don't know if you're going to be on site or here at the office. Probably more there, maybe at their trailer, and we're going to just keep monitor the project from start to finish. So we're hoping, as I mentioned at the top of my report, that we're hoping that they'll get that light at Hendy Road up and running, and then they'll be able to start close the road and actually start the progress. So they want to get going as much. They're under a time gun too. So they did build in some extra time, but they do want to get the project moving.
Okay.
The problem is Eversource again. They can't get power up at the Hendy or at to change the power, finish the power down at Long Hill.
So I think Eversource did do the Long Hill. They're waiting on Frontier or perhaps I'm trying to remember if it's Xfinity, whoever does the lines there. That's the one that's at Long Hill. They are waiting on Eversource at the Hendy Road light, but they hope to have that. Hopefully definitely they hope to have it this week, but I can't guarantee it because it's a utility.
Well, their sign said May 11th first, and now it's May 13th. So hopefully they get it done and get started by May 13th. And that's going to, once that light is up and operational, it's going to trigger the closure of Long Hill Road. So,
that is correct.
And all of the buses and everybody else has been informed of this and is aware of that. We just need to make sure that the transportation, the student transportation, knows this is all coming.
Yeah. I'll call Gino again tomorrow. He's supposed to be keeping me informed. So I have not heard the actual that they ready to pull the trigger yet. But as soon as he does, I was going to let the school district know.
Okay.
They hung the wires, Matt, but they did not tighten them up yet.
It's a good sign.
They moved them, but they didn't tighten them up.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on the Long Hill Bridge project?
They'd be having the detour signs going up. Haven't seen any of those yet.
I have actually seen, they put some detour signs up, but they have them covered with the black plastic. I saw some on Long Hill. So they'll, just so that they'll be ready, they'll just take those off. So I'll take a drive around tomorrow.
Yeah, most of them are up. Most are up.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I didn't see them on Saturday, but if they're up today, that's great.
They came up today, and then they actually, when you're going down the hill, the road closed sign is open. So it looks like the road is actually closed right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
No problem.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. So 9D, the status of the Percy Cook preliminary plan, Percy Cook Trail preliminary plan. Matt, is there any update on that? I'm not expecting one, but I'm just asking.
I have no news on that right now.
Okay. That is something that we'll want to get with the design company to sit there and see where they are related to that and sit there and see what we need to do to move forward on that project. And now that project will require some additional funding that is available based upon the initial grant that we had there, but we'd have to sit there and have the whole plan ready to go and then provide it within the next grant application. All right. 9E, status of animal control services.
Well, last I talked to the NECOG and the attorneys, and I guess they had gone to court and were waiting to hear what the judgment was. I told them that I would like to try and resolve this as soon as possible. But the NECOG and the lawyer for Halloran and Sage were both just waiting for the response from the decision on the court.
We haven't gotten a judge's ruling on the last court appearance.
Yeah, I will call the attorney for Halloran and Sage again just to see where we are.
Okay, if you can do that, because again, that needs to end. That cannot be a continuous, rolling, unending lawsuit between the town and the resident. That has to end. Right. 9F, discussion and update on the AES RFP for the bathroom renovation. Jeff, has the contractor been selected, and costing and pricing on that?
I was told by the superintendent that we are good to go. I know it went to Board of Finance and for the project liaison and the contract. So as far as I know, we're all systems go. I haven't heard anything to the contrary.
Okay. Anybody else have anything about the bathroom project? Okay. 9G, discussion and possible action on the Hop River Home contract. I would like to make a recommendation that the Board of Selectmen, we get a time to be able to meet with the Hop River Home committee. The chairperson is Maria Tolman. It would be beneficial for us to just sit down with them outside of a normal meeting, get an understanding, and then come back and rule at the June meeting as to what we plan to do with the contract moving forward. So I will be sitting there getting from Maria a couple times, and I'll sit there and come back to the board and sit there and see if we can do it on a time that's convenient. And Jeff, I think Fridays or Mondays work, but Fridays primarily. Is that correct?
Both Mondays and Fridays are okay.
Okay. All right. I'll sit there and see if I can get that with Maria and communicate to all the members of the board by email to sit there and try to get that scheduled. 9H, King Property Lot Line Agreement. There were multiple meetings held on this topic in the last week. I believe that the meeting with the attorneys resolved, or was going to resolve, most of the issues. The legal documents need to be drawn up, and a closing needs to be had to sit there and get this finalized. So I don't think there's anything we need to do at this meeting other than we're waiting on all of the final documents so that everybody has them in their hands, and then we can get that approved and move on.
The only thing I'd like to add is, can we get the reimbursement check cut, the next check run, if it hasn't been cut already?
Yeah, Lisa, there is a bill that was there for Hellstrom surveying, and we need to turn around and write that check out to Mr. King because he reimbursed that money. So let's sit there and see what we need to do related to that and get that processed this week, if possible.
You're saying we have an invoice for that?
We have an invoice somewhere related. It wasn't directly to Mr. King. It was to the surveyor. But since Mr. King paid the surveyor, we need to reimburse Mr. King for that.
Okay.
So, and I believe there was a vote taken at a prior Board of Selectmen meeting that we can pull the motion for to attach to the documentation.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else have any other issues related to the King property line agreement? Okay, we're going to move on to item 10, new business, and discuss and act upon following 10A, the 2026-2027 budget. What do we really want to talk about?
You'll have plenty of opportunity tomorrow night.
I mean, I hope everybody in the public realizes there's nothing to tomorrow's meeting. There's an opening, an appointment of a moderator, questions asked, and then an adjournment. Because of how the charter is currently written, there's nothing to actually do that can be done.
There's no motions to reduce?
No motions to reduce.
Okay. Well, it's not really going to be much of a meeting.
Not going to be much of a meeting. So, and it's this is actually something where this group needs to, we seriously need to talk about charter revision, because the way that the charter was written during the bifurcation revision, does lead us down a pretty poor road. And honestly, I think there should be some more substantial changes made than just what we're talking about here. So we really do need to think about doing a charter revision, because this is kind of a lot of wasted time. So,
well, hopefully we don't need to bifurcate again in the next couple of years. We'll see.
I'm not holding my breath, to be really honest.
I'm not either, but you never know.
Yep. Okay. Anybody else on the budget? So just to let the community know, there is a town meeting tomorrow, and then the 12th, and from the 12th you move to the 26th, which is the referendum date. That's problematic because it's the day after the holiday, and we're going to have to sit there and get some information from the registrars as to what we're doing related to the 26th. So, and we should discuss and have communicated early voting if it's necessary, because there'll be people away on holidays. So, yeah, that's the budget discussion. Well, actually, I'll just explain it. The Board of the Board of Finance cut $50,000, cut $16,500 from the town budget across operational expenses and capital, and cut $50,000 from the AES budget from operational expenses. Well, it's not even operational expenses. They don't get to pick and choose what's cut. They just get to determine the amount of money that the Board of Education gets. So those were the two cuts that were made to expenses for the town and the school. So that is the budget and the expense budget that's going to be discussed at the town meeting, and it's going to be up for referendum. And then the Board of Finance is going to work as to how to pay for it. So the most important part for me is what we're spending. The most important part for a lot of other people is how we pay for it. And I care a lot about what we're spending. So, but that's what's happening. That's what's going on. That's where we're going to go. Those are the two key dates. So tomorrow, town meeting, Andover Elementary School, 7:00, and referendum May 26th for both the RAM budget and for the town budget and for the AES budget, because they will all be three separate voting line items on the ballot. So,
wasn't that the second time that the town's budget got lowered? Second time, yeah.
It is the second time.
Yeah.
But again, and as I said,
what was the first time? How much was it the first time?
I don't have the numbers, but
you remember?
To me, I've said this at the last meeting. Whatever the Board of Finance decides we're going to spend, we're going to figure out how to do it correctly. And Matt will make it work. We'll make it work. It will work. So it's just how it is. It's not as if Andover is the only community right now pushing back on budgets.
Right.
You got every town, surrounding town around us. Did Coventry pass their? Coventry didn't, but did Columbia pass their budget? They're the only ones I don't know. Columbia pass their budget?
I heard from a resident that it did, so I believe it did.
That it didn't, or it did?
Did not pass.
Did not pass. So if Columbia didn't pass their budget, then every surrounding town around us didn't pass their budget. So, so let's sit
make
there,
it clear.
let's sit there and get through this and deal with what we need to deal with, and hopefully, the Board of Finance can sit there and get down to it and get something that will move forward. So let's see where it goes. 10B, unless other people have anything else to talk about, because it's a lot of talking on this topic.
No, I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed that we cut what we cut out of the town with the community center and the garden and everything. It just shows how lean we are right now, and that we're having to cut things from our new community center, which is kind of disappointing.
Very disappointing.
Yeah.
The programming that we hoped that Tess could put forth this year was cut.
Which I don't blame the Board of Finance. I mean, everything is bare bones right now, and you really don't have much to cut. It's disappointing, but it is what it is. And like Jeff said, we will work with it.
Okay. 10B, website update discussion. Matt, do you have any information on where we are at with the website?
Yeah, I have not gotten anywhere close to that. I know that we need to have new .gov email addresses by July 1st of next year. I know Kate was working on that, so I have not gotten any headway on that yet or started to look at that.
Okay, so they're going to change our website from andoverct.org to andoverct.gov. And those are the email addresses that need to happen?
I think it's probably going to be like one of those where it's like andover.ct.gov or something like that. But I don't know all the information. I know Kate was handling that. I've sort of let that stay with her for the time being.
All right, let's sit there and see what we can do with that one. 10D, the Wheeling Road property discussion. And this is related to I'll sit there, and I know they're nice little family over there. The Pinkhams are there, and I know this is related, and it's okay. We don't allow other than board members and the town administrator to speak during the meeting, so we'll sit there and come back to this. So the request was included in our packet. It's something that we should all look at. Scott, you know the area better than anybody. So if you can sit there and let us know as to what can potentially be done related to that parcel of land, and if we can sit there and what it would be the best interest for the town to work with the family to sit there.
I asked Matt about that on Friday, and Matt, what did you look up the deed on that property?
I think that property's deed restricted, isn't it?
I thought you
for open space.
Yes, I think you can't sell it.
Well,
that's a problem.
Yeah, I have not seen the deed yet.
We may not be able to sell it. It might be deed restricted, but we should sit there and look at working through an easement to sit there and make it workable for the family potentially. So it's something that Matt,
easement's the best, right? Easement's the best way to go, I think.
Yeah. So Matt, if you can check out the deed restrictions on that property and what we can and can't do, and we'll sit there and work with the family until the next meeting. And hopefully what we can do is have at least a plan as to what we would want to do with you so we can move forward. All right?
Yeah, we'll put that on for
yeah.
That's the land that the state quitclaimed to the town, correct?
Yes.
After the taking?
Yes.
Okay, so we really have to look into that. So maybe Mark Branch, the land use attorney, can look into that for us.
Yeah.
To see what we can legally do with that.
Yeah.
Because, we have to make sure we can even give an easement across it. It was land that was gifted to us by the state, so.
Well, yeah, I know it had to be open space. I remember when it was given to us.
Okay, let's sit there and just get the deed and get an understanding of what is possible with that property so we can get back to the family and give them an appropriate answer. All right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey Jeff, should they go should they go to planning and zoning for this too?
I would think so, but I think what we should do, Jeff, is get to the deed and go through, okay, this is the next logical way to sit there and progress this through. All right.
And then even if it is allowed, we still have to have a special town meeting to have the town approve it.
Yep. Let's sit there and see what we can do, and Scott and Jeff and Carol, and I'm assuming, and even Ann, if you want to go out and look at the property so you understand what we're talking about, that would be great.
One thing I would check to see if we could swap it for different open space. If we don't change our footprint, I don't know if that's possible, like they were discussing.
Yep. As long as the deed is analyzed, and as Carol said, it gets to Mark Brandt, so he gives us the lay of the land of what can and can't be done, then we can sit there and come up with a plan that might work.
Understood.
Okay. All right. 10E, discussion and possible action on a town administrator's contract. Matt has a draft of the contract. I've had an initial draft of the contract. There was some holdup related to the retirement aspects of how to deal with Matt, and how we can sit there and work together for the benefit of Matt and for the benefit of the town. So Matt is working on some of those details related to that. We'll get us some answers on that and get us a draft of this contract, hopefully, Matt, by the end of the month. That also goes to the same with the community center, the director's contract, where those two contracts have to get done. I need to sit there and get those processed or into your hands before the end of the month, so we can sit there and get these approved and signed. So in Matt's case, he's working without a contract. In Tessa's case, her contract date expires June 30th, and we need to extend it. Anybody have any issues with that?
I just have a question. So we're asking Matt to draw up his own contract?
No, we drew up his contract. We're looking for Matt to sit there and get legal understanding, Carol, as to the options for retirement. Because right now within the town has a Murph plan, and the town has Matt 457, 401.
457.
457. And Carol, we're looking at what the options are of using either one of those for the best interest of Matt and the best interest of the town. So we're just looking to get an understanding of what we can legally do.
Okay, and for Tessa's contract, I know at our last meeting we were going to have our labor attorney review that. Has that happened?
It's been sent to the labor attorney. That was done today.
But did we get anything back?
We only did.
His recommendation?
No. It just went today.
So it didn't even get sent to him till today.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Just checking. Thank you.
Yep.
That one I'm not worried about though, because we're going to be that doesn't expire until July 1st or June 30th. So we have time still on that.
That's correct. She's operating with a contract, but Tess has every right to want to get this done, and she's let me know about it. And if it's on anybody, it's on me. It's not on Matt. It's not on anybody else. It's on me, and we'll sit there and get it accomplished. As I told her, it needs to be done before. I want it done. I would like this in your hands so you guys can review it. Have the labor attorney review the draft, and then sit there and get that draft back from the labor attorney, knowing that it aligns with the with any other instruments within the town, like the employee handbook or any of the other items that might conflict, and get this all done and done right so that Tess is covered, we're covered, and we can move forward. Okay, so Go from there. Anything else on those, on the administrator's contract? Okay.
Hopefully by the next meeting.
Hopefully
We'll
and
do that before June.
before the next meeting, so that we can all have the document and then approve it. And so what I'd like to do is get it to you all. If you have any questions or concerns, then get those back to the labor attorney and get it finalized and in Tessa's hands so it moves forward.
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah. 10F, discussion and possible action on sharing the spirit of America. So this is what Matt was talking to you about before, and I'm assuming, Matt, this is the reading of the Declaration of Independence on the 8th.
That is correct. That's the formal name of it.
Okay, so between now and our next meeting, can you sit there and go figure out where we want to have this done, and then we'll figure out how and who we want to have read it, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Let's try that. 10G, discussion and possible action on posting community and senior center assistant director position. So this position will, is open, or the desire is to have this posted in the River East for the next 2 weeks. Anybody have any problem with getting it out there and getting it done? Okay.
Jeff, could we go back to what was the discussion or possible action on sharing the spirit of America? What was that up for the Memorial Day parade?
No, it's a reading of the Declaration of Independence.
Where?
On July
The
8th.
town wants. The state of Connecticut and federal government are trying to coordinate all the towns reading the Declaration of Independence in a public place. And so it's something that they're asking us to do, and we're going to try to figure out how to get it done. There might be 4 of us there, depending upon if you're on vacation, Scott, or I'm on vacation, or Ann's on vacation. Carol might read it for us.
We might read it.
Good. It's a very nice, we have to get it framed and we have to sit there. It's a nice memento that we can put on the wall. It's in Matt's office, rolled up, trying to protect it. So, all right. Did we have any other issues on 10G, which is discussion of possible action on the posting community and senior center assistant director position?
Do we have the job description all set on that?
Matt has it when he's worked on it.
Yes, I've received the job description, and then we'll be posting that on the website so that we'll have the advertisement in the paper for the 2 weeks, the 2 Fridays. So it'll refer to, please check out the Andover website for the full description. I think Kate will probably put that up either tomorrow or the next day, but she's shedding it out to the newspaper, to River East.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, we'll move on that. 10H, discussion and possible action on the diesel fuel system and pump upgrades. That information is in our packet. It starts on section or page 34. Oh, actually not 34. I'm sorry. 33 is the 33 is the primary one. We probably should sit there and decide which one of these options we take. I mean, from my perspective, this has been a problem that's been going on for years. It's been kind of band-aided together. I do think we should go with option 2. The only other question is, and Matt will need to get with Eric, are there any other potential quotes that we can get related to this project? And if there are, let's sit there and bring them forth. But I would sit there and tell you that we should probably either vote here I mean, I would take it right out of contingency because this is just going to be a problem forever moving forward if we don't resolve it.
That's where you want to take the money from?
That's where I take it from.
Why can't we vote on it right now? Yeah. It does need a pump, I would say. It's just the pump's as old as the software. The software's shot. They're doing clipboards now.
And the only thing that I have a problem with is I only have one quote.
So I believe he solicited other ones, but I don't know if he's received them yet. He had an unfortunate accident this weekend, so I'll have to find out, who he contacted if I can follow up with those. I know that he requested multiple quotes. I think only one's come back, so we'll see what we can do.
And can we make a motion?
Can we
make a motion up to
that?
that amount?
Did we put an RFP out for that, or we're just asking for bid quotes?
Well,
we're asking for quotes.
Yeah. And Carol, because this is not as if this is a project that, we kind of knew this was going to happen, but we never really wanted to go and ask for the money from the townspeople to sit there and get this done. We were hoping that this would continue to survive, but now we're at a point where it's not surviving. So there's more of an emergency nature related to this one.
Yeah, you told us about this for 3 years.
It's like us ignoring the Lake Road Bazula culvert, and then eventually it's going to collapse. So in this case, we did a project and an RFP and the rest of the stuff, and we're taking it in advance of failure. This is now at a failure point.
And so if people want to know if they're saying 20, go ahead, Carol.
No, I was just going to ask. So we do not have to go out for an RFP on that, is what you're saying?
I would tell you, Carol, if we got 2, maybe 3 quotes, I would be happy with it because it's only a $30,000 expenditure. It's not. It's if it's 100 or 400,000. So just if people wonder. Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
If people wonder from the public why this is so expensive, because it's a flammable fluids pump, it has to be explosion proof. It's called a Class 1 rated area. So that's why the wiring methods and everything have to be a little different. So it's usually double to almost sometimes triple the cost. And this is a boutique. It's a boutique item. So it's not something where we're going to get 10 quotes on. You'd be lucky to get probably 3 quotes in the area for somebody that can do this type of work.
In Eastern Connecticut that does it.
There's only so many people that do this type of work.
Yeah.
So. And hopefully our inspector knows how to do explosion-proof inspections. Okay.
Matt, if you can sit there and work with Eric when he gets back, or while he's away, and just try to sit there and see if we can pull another quote or another 2 quotes, so we can sit there and be comfortable that we're not so far out of line with any of the numbers and pick the right one. I would sit there and say we should authorize it. I have no problem, honestly, making a motion to authorize this right now, because it's one of those projects that this just got to get done. It's not as if we're sitting there, we're sitting there right now, and if the pump goes, then we're really in deep trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quick, just a thought. If we approve it for this amount, and we get quotes that come in cheaper, we'll go with the lower bidder. But if we do it for this amount now, we know that's what we're going to pay. But we could pay less.
Yeah, so it's a question of, does the board want to sit there and authorize Matt and Eric to go out and do the legwork, and then we have a quick special meeting to approve it once they come back with the final numbers? I don't have a problem with that either. Just knowing this project has to get done, and has to get done quickly.
Yeah. And I'd like to be involved at a limited quantity. This is in my wheelhouse. This is what I do for work. I do these Class 1 rated things with pumps and explosion proof areas. So this is something I know a little bit about.
So perhaps I can connect with you, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you got any questions, let me know. I'll look through if you get all the quotes together, just send them to me. And I can take a look at them.
Okay.
So I would actually rather that happen, Matt. Matt, you work with Jeff Murray, sit there and Eric, get down to a final number, and then we'll come back and really quick and do an approval for this spend. And then we should also sit there and let the Board of Finance know that this is potentially coming. All right. Yeah. Well, Liz is on. So Liz, if you can let your Board of Finance know that this is coming. It's something that we've got coming out there. Okay. A 10I, appointment of auditor required by May 31st, 2026. Lisa, just to verify for the board, and not sure if this is a Board of Finance or a Board of Selectmen issue, but the current auditor, Mahoney and Sable, has provided us with a quote for next year's audit. Is that accurate?
Yes, I asked for it during budget season, and I think it went up $1,000.
Okay. I mean, I have no problems appointing Mahoney and Sable for the next fiscal year, but I'm not sure if it's actually the Board of Selectmen's responsibility or the Board of Finance's responsibility.
I always thought it was Board of Finance.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Our Board of Finance member wants to talk, so does anybody have a problem with letting Liz talk? Okay, Liz, go ahead.
I just wanted to let you know that I do remember last year Eric came with us to make a vote on it. That's all.
Okay.
So I don't know if that means that's what it should be.
When's your next meeting?
It is, I think it's the third Tuesday of the month.
The third Tuesday of May.
The 20th.
Yeah.
Okay.
At 7 p.m.
So Liz, put that on your agenda, and please let's get that approved.
Okay.
Lisa, also please make sure that you speak with Michael from Mahoney and Sable and make sure that he is all good with all that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
It looks like the scheduled date is the 27th on the calendar for the Board of Finance meeting.
Oh, really?
They have a regular scheduled meeting.
Is it the third
right.
Tuesday or third Wednesday?
Fourth Wednesday.
I'm sorry. You guys are right. You're right. Don't listen to me. It's at the end of the month. So.
Yeah, the 27th.
Okay. We'll sit there and we're going to have to put it on that agenda and get that done at that meeting. Okay.
I think I did send an email including Rob, I think, because I got the notice from OPM. So I'll touch base with him again.
All right. Let's just, and Liz, I'll try to be on, well, I'll be on that meeting. So let's sit there and make sure that that gets on the agenda and gets done right off the bat before we get into any good stuff. All right. We're going to move on to item 11, approval of minute meetings. Anybody have any questions regarding the special minute meetings for the 30th or the 9th? They are on page 39 of our packet for the first special meeting. So I'll make a motion that we approve the special minute meetings for March 30th, 2026.
Second that.
And Creme second. And any further discussion? Okay, we'll vote. Ann Creme, how do you vote?
Aye.
Carol Lee?
Aye.
Jeff Murray?
Aye.
Scott Person?
Aye.
Jeff McGuire, aye, 5-0. I'll make a motion that we approve the regular minute meetings for April 9th, 2026.
Seconded.
Jeff Murray has seconded. Further discussion? Ann Creme, how do you vote?
Aye.
Carol Lee?
Aye.
Jeff Murray?
Aye.
Scott Person? Aye for Scott. Jeff McGuire, aye, 5-0. All right, we're going to move on to item 12, the tax collector's report. That package starts on 4546. Tax collector collected $1.7 million in April. She has a report on page 49.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has her list of taxpayers that are delinquent and late. Wow. I like page 55. People can sit there and take swipes at you and still not pay their taxes. That's terrible. Okay. Anybody have any questions for any of the delinquent tax holders or any of the other issues? I noticed nobody on this board is delinquent. That's a good thing. Okay.
Pretty important.
Pretty important. I wonder if they should be allowed into the town meetings to vote if they're not up to date on their taxes. We should actually put that into the charter. I'd have to name that rule too. That would be a good naming rule. I'd have to name it. All right. We're going to move on to item 13, departmental reports. They are in our packet. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I have to go back one step. On page 68, there are tax refunds, and it's item 12E. There are a total of $963.64 of tax refunds. 3 of them are certificate of corrections, and 1 is an overpayment. The overpayment is for $706.69. So I'll make a motion that we approve total tax refunds for the month of April of $963.63. Actually, yeah.
Second that, Jeff.
Okay. Further discussion on the tax refunds? All right, we'll vote on it. Ann Cremay, how do you vote?
It was an aye, Jeff.
Oh, she was an aye? I'm sorry, I missed it. Carol Lee? Yep. Carol Lee is an aye as well?
Aye.
Okay, Jeff Murray?
Yes.
Aye. Aye, Scott Person.
Aye.
Jeff McGuire, aye, 5-0. Okay. Departmental reports, we have reports from the assessor's office, building department. Total fees for the month of April are $11,172.90. List of all the permits is in here. It's always good information. It doesn't add up. Oh, they had the bonds. Okay.
I didn't see the blight report in there.
I did not either, Scott.
Yeah, that's something we definitely need to revisit because I've noticed that a couple properties are definitely out of compliance again.
Okay. One thing I didn't sit there and see a community center report, but I will tell you after discussions with Tess, there was a grant. The $10,000 grant has been received. She got approval for that money to assist with some of the items, including the computer system for the community center. So that's very positive news.
Sounds nice.
Yep. Anybody have any questions related to any of the departmental reports that are item 13? I'll also tell you, we're probably going to have Dominic has been absent from transfer station. It's something that Matt, you're going to have to work on. We're going to have to sit there and see what the future holds for us. And if anybody has any
I was told that he's coming back this week.
Yeah,
That's what I heard from Steve.
I saw him post on Facebook that he was coming to work this Saturday.
Okay. Let's sit there and see. I know he's well, Matt, please make sure that where we're at with that, and we'll move forward with what we can do. I have to thank Steve for being there for all the days that Dominic has missed. He's done a great job.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else related to departmental reports? Okay. We're going to move item 14 down, but I actually don't think, does anybody have a reason to go into executive session on the contract? Any of the members, Jeff, Carol, Ann?
No, as long as we see a copy.
Yeah. So Matt, like we said, you're going to move that to the labor attorney, and then back from the labor attorney to all the members, and then from all the members back to the labor attorney, and test if there's any issues and get this done. And if we have to have a special meeting, we'll have a special meeting to get it approved. Right?
Yes.
So we're going to skip item 14. Item 15, I don't believe there's any correspondence that I've seen. So we're going to move on to item 16, public speak. We're going to start with Diane Grenier.
Yes, thank you. Just a couple of things. One being, I'm sad to hear that Willie Bell is leaving. He did a wonderful job, and it'll be big shoes to fill. He was a great asset to the town of Andover and will be dearly missed. The other comment I'd like to make is I'm very disappointed on how few residents zoomed into this meeting. Just 5, 6, 7 people. With all the chatter going on Facebook and whatever about town things, that so few people are interested enough to zoom into the Board of Selectmen's meeting. So other than that, you guys did a wonderful job. It's not even 8:30 and you're done. Congratulations. Thank you.
Liz Lokech.
I think I'm fine for tonight. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything.
Okay. Stephen King.
No comment.
Tess Grouse.
I am all set. Thank you, sir.
All right. Joanne Hebert.
I just had a quick comment, Jeff, that I think it's great that you guys are looking into, possible retirement options with the hiring of the town administrator. We had talked about that a couple years ago with Eric Anderson. I had a side comment that I think it could be, I know you have the MRF, I think it's called, and it's, quite costly for the town. So if there is a chance to offer alternatives or bring something on, it could be terrific savings for the town. Thank you.
Leanne Hutchinson.
Yes. Have I unmuted myself?
Yes.
Yes, thanks. I just wanted to say that with regard to the budget process and the charter, I think that the bifurcation is really a positive tool. I think that once, as we know, in the next referendum, that's what we're going to be voting on. And I think it's a really good tool for both the Board of Finance and the voters for how they feel about each respective budget. And if either one or neither budget passes, then it gives feedback as to what people want changed, and we can assume that they want something decreased. So I think I'm glad that we have that choice now. As far as tomorrow night's meeting, I assumed that the Board of Finance was going to present the decreases that they made, and I understand that no action is really going to be taken, but I'm hoping that there's at least going to be a presentation. That was my understanding. So I know you don't, I don't know if you can answer that now, but I'm assuming that that's the least amount that was going to be done. Thank you.
There is a presentation that's expected to be made by the Board of Finance.
Thank you.
Okay. Did I miss anyone? I know Matt, Lisa, And I didn't ask you guys to talk. I'm hoping you don't want to. We all good?
Oh, good.
All right. All right. I think I got everybody. Did I miss anybody? If I missed anybody, I apologize. So I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
I said we're all in favor, right, Carol?
Aye.
All good. All right. So everybody, thank you very much. Have a good night. Appreciate you coming.